Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about how to design this higher education notebook. Okay, I have done my previous design on how to design a normal notebook like this. So if you have not watched this tutorial, I will leave the tutorial in the description below. Then after watching this particular one, you can check out this particular tutorial in the description below and check out how I came about this normal notebook design. So without much ado, let's get started on how to design this higher education notebook. If you are new to my channel, do well to subscribe to my channel, turn on bell notifications so that you see every upload that I will upload subsequently. So first thing you are going to do here, for you to design a perfect and beautiful higher education notebook, what you need to consider is the size. So let's begin. Open a new document and then hit OK. When you hit OK, you come to your size. When you come to your size, choose legal. All right, we are going to work with legal size. So after choosing your paper size, legal, so this is what we are going to do. I'm going to show you how I came about this particular design. So first thing you are going to do, after opening your legal paper, and then you double click on the rectangle tool. After double clicking on the rectangle tool, go to where you have your resources and bring them in immediately. When you bring them in immediately, you press them down. Okay, so these are all the resources I want to use for this design. So I'm going to power clip all of them into this shape. Okay, after power clipping it, I'll open the power clip. You can simply double click on the shape and the power clip will open. Right, and after that, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I will double click again. This design now I'm doing inside the power clip. All right, so you draw another rectangle. After drawing another rectangle, go to the shape tool, click the shape tool. On your keyboard, press Ctrl Q so that you can activate the shape tool, and then right click on the line and turn to curve. When you turn to curve, drag it down. Okay, drag it down. Okay, let me add a shape there. Let me add a color there rather. So I'm going to add a color there, and I will click on this X. Right click on the X to remove the outline. Okay, but I'm going to use interactive fill so that it will give it a beautiful look. Okay, can you see what I'm trying to do? All right, so what else I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this particular shape. So I will duplicate, copy and paste. Okay, but then I'm going to use another beautiful color there to make it stand out. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Watch me. So here I'm going to use this, and here I'm going to use this. Okay, you notice what I'm trying to do. So then I'm going to put this behind, control page down. All right, can you see what I'm trying to do? So let's duplicate that shape again. I'm going to duplicate the shape again, copy and paste, Ctrl C, Ctrl V on the keyboard. But this time around, I'm going to turn the perspective of this color so that it will give it a different perspective of the color when it appears on the design. And this is looking beautiful already. So what else are you going to do? You bring in your image down here. Bring in your image and press Ctrl page down on the keyboard so that it will fit in very well. And then let's bring this one down a little bit because it is too long. So you group all and bring it down. So let's bring this one down as well. All right, so this is my book to make it look very beautiful. So I'm going to add some touch of book objects here. Then I'm going to bring in my background. So I bring in my background. All right. So what else am I going to do? I'm going to add a little transparency to that background. So I'm going to add a transparency to one side of the book, the background, one side of the background. So, and I'll press Ctrl Page down on the keyboard to take it behind. Okay. All right. The background shouldn't overshadow your design. Okay. That's why I'm trying to do it like that. So after that, you can work with your text. Remember, everything I'm doing here, I'm doing it inside the power clip. Okay, so take note of that. So I'm going to bring in my text. Higher education notebook. Okay, so I'm going to increase the text. I'm going to press Ctrl K on the keyboard, Ctrl K on the keyboard to split the text. Okay, so here I'm going to use a very beautiful font. I'm going to use this font, Hello Solid Italic, Hello Solid Italic, Hello Solid Italic. Then I'm going to turn it to title case. I'm going to turn it to title case. Okay, Hello Solid Italic is the name of the font. So I'm going to use red so that it will make it stand out. All right. Here I'm going to use blue, but this time around I'm going to use deep blue. I'm going to use this deep blue, and then I'm going to use this font, Belly and Sans to make it stand out. Okay, you see our notebook is coming out already. Our notebook is coming out already. So then we are going to work on this part of the book. We are going to work on this part of the book. Come here. This is where the student is going to write their details. So you come here, remove the outline by pressing here. Let's zoom that part so that you can see everything I want to do here. This is the most important part of this notebook. Without you putting this part on this notebook, nothing else matters, because this is where the students are going to put their details. So here, for you to include the lines, go to line 2, right? Freehand 2, and then click and draw. Okay, when you click and draw, increase the line to 1 point. Okay, so I increase the line to 1 point. All right, so you can adjust the line if it is too short. So duplicate this line by simply copy and paste, copy and paste, then repeat the process. Okay, copy and paste, repeat the process. So here now, what else am I going to do? I'm going to include name. As simple as this, but if you don't pay attention, you may not get everything I'm going to say here. Name, maybe school. Okay, this is always very important in a notebook. So then next thing, I'm going to use course here instead of subjects, and here I'm going to use dates. All right, so let's reduce this font to 14. I'm going to reduce this font to 14, and then go to your shape tool, drag it down. Okay, so that it will fit very well into these lines. Okay, you can see what I'm trying to do. All right, you realize that the name is going too far, so go to the shape tool again, highlight only the name, okay, so that every other thing will come inside perfectly. All right, so you can choose to bring this one down here, or you can allow it to be with the lines so that it will look beautiful. All right, so we are done with that part. So let's add something that is always, or before then, let's preview it. Let's preview it so that you see what we are trying to do here. Let's preview it. All right, You've seen it now. So this is how it looks like, but we still have to integrate these 80 leaves. Learning never ends. So how do we do it? So I'm going to open the power clip again. Let's open the power clip again. Let's zoom that part. I'm going to zoom this part. So after zooming that part, I'm going to draw a circle here. Go to your ellipse tool. Okay, this is my ellipse tool. Then draw a circle. If you need a perfect circle, hold your control key while you are drawing it so that the circle will give you a perfect circumference while you are drawing. So here, I'm going to add an outline to this circle. So I'm going to come to this white color and right click on the white color, and then come down here to the left hand side of my screen, below the left hand side of my screen, or the right hand side rather. Double click on this line tool, and then you see here you can change this maybe to 4 points. Change this to 4 points, and then choose behind fill. Come here, choose behind fill, and then click OK, so that the line color will come out very well. So here I'm going to add 80 leaves. So I'm adding my 80 leaves. Okay, I'm adding my leaves here. So I'm going to change this to white. But before then, I'm going to split this text into two. Select the text and press Ctrl K on the keyboard so that the 80 and the leaves will stand on its own. So here I'm going to put the 80 here, and then I'm going to bold it so that it will come out very well. Reduce this and bring it down here. Okay, bring it down here. If it looks too big, you can continue to reduce it till it fits very well. You can increase this a little bit. Okay, centralize the both of them. Select the two of them and press letter C on the keyboard. You press letter C on the keyboard, it will centralize. Then give a little pop, a little color variation between the 80 and the leaves. So for this one, I'm going to use yellow here. You see how beautiful it is. So then finally, I'm going to add learning never ends. Please follow me bit by bit. There is something I'm going to show you at the end of this video, so you have to stay with me to the end of this video, because after designing the front cover, you still have more work to do if you want to design a perfect rear cover for your notebook like this. Learning never ends. Okay, all right, I think this is becoming beautiful. You can do more adjustment to that if you wish. You can do more adjustment to that if you wish. All right, so we are done with the front cover of this notebook. We are done with the front cover of this notebook. But then you have seen that there is a black outline. Okay, for you to leave this black outline is not a good practice. Okay, so what you do, you remove the outline. So come to your color palette on the X, on this X, right click to remove the outline. Okay, but then if you check this my previous notebook that I did, you see the rear cover here. You see the rear cover here. So in any notebook design that you do, you have to include this rear cover. So how do you include this rear cover? The easiest way that I always do to include this rear cover, because all these metric arithmetical tables, for you to put all these things one by one, it always takes time. So what I do is that I keep this template closer to myself, so that whenever I need it, I can just copy and paste to my design. Okay, I think that is making sense. It makes you work like a smart graphic designer. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to copy this and then use for this my new design. So what you are going to do here, you insert a new document, sorry, a new page. All right, I'm going to insert a new page. So after inserting a new page, I'm going to double click on my rectangle tool just as I did before. Okay, just as I did before. Then I will put my blue color, That my blue color, I'm going to add some color effects to make it stand out. All right, can you see that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this and then make it white. Okay, can you notice what I'm trying to do? Duplicate it and make that duplicate white so that everything can pop very well. All right, so then what I copied, I will just paste it down. Okay, I'll just paste it down. So in this case, you know that you have enough spaces. I don't need this. But if you need extra information, you can include this. All right, but for the sake of this tutorial, I don't think I need that. So you increase this, bring it down, increase this. So you can choose to increase this as well. All right, so you can include more and more information. If you have more information, we have more information, you can include it. You know, you have seen that we still have spaces, still have space, enough space. So if you have more information, you can adjust this one up and add the information in the middle, right? But if you don't, keep everything simple, keep everything minimal, and let simplicity speak for you, because the simpler your design, the more beautiful it is. So here you have it. All right, so after designing both front and rear cover, okay, this was our sample. So I'm going to delete this out because we are done with our sample. So after doing the both of them together, all right, you've seen that the both of them are on separate pages. So what do you do? So simply bring the rear cover, all right, simply bring the rear cover and place it side by side. Place it side by side. You notice what I'm trying to do here. Notice what I'm trying to do here. So that when you want to print, you can print. It will now be on one page. The both of them now will be on one page. So what you do else, you group the both of them. After grouping the both of them, you realize that there will be a size. Okay, here is a size, here is a size. So this is your final size for this your design, including the front cover view and the rear cover view. So this is the best way, for you to design higher education notebook for a customer, for yourself, for a friend, for churches, for any kind of event that need custom notebook design. For, you know, this kind of notebook is always used in school by students. So play with your designs and make sure that your design is very beautiful. So if you want to print this design, what you are going to do is for you to go to file, and then click export. Okay, export. Or you can simply press Ctrl E on the keyboard, Ctrl E on the keyboard. So, and then you name your file. Okay, name your file. Don't forget to name your file, and then your file's type. You are going to choose PDF. Okay, choose PDF. Don't forget, choose PDF, and then after choosing PDF, click on export. All right, if you want to print it, to click on export and then select current page, right? Select current page and click OK, and your design is perfect. It is perfectly ready for printing. Okay, if you have watched this video to this point, it means this video is valuable. So do well to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on bell notifications so that you don't miss any of my future uploads. So if you want to see how I designed this beautiful notebook, an ordinary notebook that is not higher education, a normal size notebook that is not higher education, there is a perfect dimension, there is a perfect measurement for it. Watch this video and see how I came about this particular design. Thank you. See you next time.